Every year, millions of tourists arrive in Europe with their cameras, their excitement, and unfortunately, their unguarded wallets. Pickpocketing is one of the oldest crimes in the world, and European cities have become some of the most notorious hotspots for it. These aren't random acts of desperation. They are calculated, practiced, and often carried out by organized groups who have turned theft into a refined skill. Understanding where these crimes happen most frequently and why could be the difference between a dream vacation and a financial nightmare. The cities on this list are not dangerous in the traditional sense. They are beautiful, culturally rich, and absolutely worth visiting. But they also attract enormous crowds, and where crowds gather, pickpockets thrive. From the sun-drenched plazas of southern Europe to the bustling metro systems of the north, the threat is real and widespread. Awareness is your single greatest defense, and that awareness starts right here. Barcelona consistently tops nearly every list of the most pickpocketed cities in the world, not just in Europe. The city draws tens of millions of visitors annually, and its most iconic locations double as prime hunting grounds for thieves. Las Ramblas, the famous tree-lined pedestrian boulevard stretching through the heart of the city, is perhaps the single most pickpocket-heavy street on the entire continent. Tourists stroll it slowly, distracted by performers, flower stalls, and the general spectacle of it all. That distraction is exactly what skilled thieves count on. The Gothic Quarter, Barceloneta Beach, and the area surrounding the Sagrada Familia are equally risky. Pickpockets here often work in teams. One person creates a distraction, perhaps bumping into you, asking for directions or spilling something, while another lifts your phone or wallet in seconds. The Barcelona metro is another high-risk zone, particularly during rush hours when carriages are packed. Tourists are advised to keep bags in front of them at all times, use inner pockets, and be especially cautious of anyone who gets unusually close without reason. Rome is eternal, magnificent, and unfortunately a paradise for pickpockets. The city's overwhelming tourist density creates perfect conditions for theft. The Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, the Vatican, and the Roman Forum are all locations where visitors are so absorbed in the grandeur around them that they become easy targets. The Rome Metro, particularly Line A, which connects major tourist sites, is notorious for theft. Carriages become extremely crowded, and the chaos of boarding and exiting trains provides ideal cover for a skilled thief. Trams are equally problematic. Pickpockets in Rome are known for their creativity. Some pose as charity workers with clipboards, using the paperwork as a physical shield, while their other hand reaches into a bag or pocket. Others work in groups near ATM machines, watching tourists enter their personal identification numbers and then following them. Keeping documents in a money belt worn under clothing, avoiding back pockets entirely, and staying alert in crowded transit situations are essential precautions when visiting this magnificent city. Paris is synonymous with romance, art, and culture, but it also carries a well-earned reputation for pickpocketing. The Eiffel Tower area, the Louvre, Montmartre, and the Champs-Élysées are among the most targeted locations. The Paris metro system, one of the busiest in the world, is a particular concern. Thieves often operate near the doors of metro carriages, snatching phones or bags just as the doors close, leaving victims stranded on the platform with no recourse. A common scam near major landmarks involves individuals approaching tourists with a petition or a gold ring found on the ground, using the interaction as cover for theft. Groups of young people, sometimes including children, have been documented working together in coordinated pickpocketing operations across the city. Tourists should be especially cautious at the Eiffel Tower's base, where crowds are densest, and on any metro line passing through heavily touristed stations. Keeping valuables in zippered compartments and maintaining awareness of your immediate surroundings goes a long way in Paris. Prague's fairy tale architecture and vibrant nightlife attract visitors from across the globe, but the city has developed a significant pickpocketing problem, particularly in its historic centre. Charles Bridge, Old Town Square, and Wenceslas Square are the primary hotspots. The tram network, especially tram number 22, which passes through many tourist attractions, has become infamous for theft. Pickpockets board at busy stops, position themselves near tourists, and exit quickly before victims realize anything is missing. Prague's nightlife areas also present risks, as crowded bars and clubs provide cover for opportunistic theft. Tourists who have been drinking are particularly vulnerable. The city also sees a notable number of taxi scams where overcharging is used as a form of financial theft, though traditional pickpocketing remains the dominant concern. Staying alert in crowded public spaces, using licensed transportation services, and keeping phones off tables in restaurants are practical steps that significantly reduce risk in Prague. Spain claims 2 spots on this list, which speaks to the broader challenge the country faces with tourist-targeted theft. Madrid's Puerta del Sol, El Rastro flea market, and the area around the Prado Museum are consistently flagged as high-risk zones. The Madrid metro, like its Barcelona counterpart, sees significant pickpocketing activity, especially on lines connecting the airport to the city centre. Thieves sometimes work by creating artificial congestion near metro turnstiles, forcing passengers to press together while accomplices take advantage of the confusion. Restaurants and outdoor terraces are also common scenes of theft, where bags hung on chairbacks or placed on the ground disappear in moments. Tourists are advised to keep bags on their laps, never leave phones visible on tables, and be cautious of overly friendly strangers who approach without clear reason. Madrid is a spectacular city, but its popularity makes vigilance absolutely necessary. Amsterdam's compact city centre, dense canal network, and enormous tourist footfall create conditions where pickpocketing is a persistent issue. The area around Amsterdam Centraal Station, the Rijksmuseum, and the busy Leidseplein and Rembrandtplein squares are the most frequently targeted locations. Cyclists and pedestrians share narrow streets, and the resulting congestion is exploited by thieves. The city's tram network is another area of concern, with crowded trams providing cover for quick-handed theft. Amsterdam also sees a high rate of phone snatching, where thieves on bicycles ride past pedestrians and grab phones directly from their hands. This form of theft is fast, difficult to prevent, and increasingly common across European cities. Tourists should avoid using phones openly while walking, keep bags secured across the body rather than hanging loosely, and remain particularly alert near the train station where crowds are at their thickest. Athens is a city of ancient wonders, but modern-day theft is a very real concern for visitors. The Acropolis, Monastiraki Square, and the central Syntagma Square are among the most targeted areas. The Athens metro, while generally efficient, sees pickpocketing activity particularly on lines serving tourist-heavy routes. Street markets and crowded outdoor events are also common settings for theft. Athens has seen periods of increased pickpocketing activity correlating with economic pressures, and while the situation has stabilized in recent years, the risk remains elevated compared to many other European capitals. Tourists should be cautious of individuals who create sudden distractions in crowded areas and should avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Using a crossbody bag with secure closures, keeping a photocopy of important documents separate from the originals, and distributing valuables across multiple locations on your person are all sensible precautions in Athens. Italy earns a second mention because both Florence and Venice present significant pickpocketing risks that deserve individual attention. Florence's Piazza del Duomo, the Uffizi Gallery queue, and the busy Mercato Centrale are prime locations where thieves operate with practiced ease. Venice presents a unique challenge because its labyrinthine layout means tourists are frequently disoriented, making them more vulnerable. The Rialto Bridge, St. Mark's Square, and the Vaporetto water bus system are the most commonly cited locations for theft. In Venice, the confined spaces of the Vaporetto are particularly exploited during peak tourist season, when boats are packed beyond comfortable capacity. Both cities attract visitors who are deeply engaged with their surroundings, which is entirely understandable given the extraordinary beauty on display. But that engagement must be balanced with awareness. Keeping bags zipped and positioned in front of the body, avoiding displaying expensive cameras or jewelry unnecessarily, and trusting instincts when a situation feels uncomfortable are the foundations of safe travel anywhere in Europe. The continent's greatest cities are absolutely worth experiencing. Going in informed simply means you get to enjoy every moment of that experience without interruption.